Continue with news around the economy. The rand was weaker against major global currencies this morning, and the pressure can be blamed on the tone of the U.S. Federal Reserve when it comes to interest rates. Rafiwa Madzena from the ENTA Money Desk is here to break it all down. Rafiwa, just how bad is the situation with the rand?
Well, it's pretty grim, I must say, Michelle. So we saw that it was down by almost 1% after the U.S. Federal Reserve indicated that interest rates, well, it cut interest rates, but the tone of Jerome Powell, the central bank governor in the U.S., has indicated that this was a once-off. Now, usually when interest rates globally are cut, the rand benefits because we still get a big interest rate on the yields in South Africa. But because it's a once-off in the U.S., investors are going to be flocking to the dollar as an asset to be investing in. So what we saw, the best level was around 13.86 in the middle of this month, and the rand has had a pretty good run for the month, and this has really just put a downer on the situation. So it just shows you the importance of the global factors when it comes to the country. So the rand's tumble, some benefits of a strong rand. Why we need a strong rand, Michelle, it contributes to a lower petrol price. So the overall inflation outlook is improved, and things like a lower petrol prices on the cards, cheaper imports, as well as supports interest rate cuts. And also, most importantly, is that if the rand is stronger, it does give a sense that investors globally have confidence in the South African economy. So this is just another indication that the confidence of corporate South Africa as well as globally is a little bit shaky at the moment, just based on the current events that we've seen in the last few days, those dismal employment numbers, Eskom's financials, and really just the way that government has been dealing with state-owned entities. So that is what we're seeing when it comes to the rand. Although you would have heard a couple of years ago some unions and manufacturers at large would say, let the rand weaken somewhat, because if the rand is too strong, then it becomes too expensive for manufacturers, local manufacturers, to export their goods, which lessens their revenue. So there's an argument on both sides, but most importantly, this is just an indicator for now about the health of the economy when it comes to confidence overall.
Yeah, so many factors just feeding into this discussion around the health of the economy. Before we let you go, how did the markets open this morning?
So not a great open today either. So the stocks opened mixed, and this follows that interest rate cut in the U.S. So this was in line with global markets. We saw the same kind of movements in Asia and in Europe. On the local bourse, we saw mining stocks open in the red today, as well as some of the financials, and this as companies report their financials. Your commodities today, oil was much better today after yesterday's drop, and this was based as well on that U.S. Federal Reserve decision by Jerome Powell to cut interest rates. And then if we take a look at your currencies, as we've just been discussing, the rand was weaker against major global currencies this morning. It's under pressure after the Federal Reserve in the U.S. indicated that there are fewer interest rate cuts that are on the cards, and this was not what the market was expecting.